Example 7. At noon, a cargo plane leaves McHale Airport and heads east at 180 miles per hour. Its destination is Jamesville, 500 miles away. At 1 p.m., a jet takes off from McHale and flies east after the cargo plane at 450 miles an hour. At what time will the jet overtake the cargo plane? So after doing our cursory read-through, I'm hoping that you're recognizing some rates and some times and even a distance. So this is going to be a rate times time equals distance problem. And we should set up our chart. Now the two things that we have going here are a cargo plane and we have a jet. So let's pick out the information we know about these. It says at noon, a cargo plane leaves McHale Airport and heads east at 180 miles an hour. So the 180 is easy to fill in, and we know that's miles per hour. So it says its destination is Jamesville, 500 miles away. Now, does it say it reached its destination? I don't see that. This looks a little fishy, so let's keep that in the back of our minds. At 1 p.m., a jet takes off from McHale and flies east after the cargo plane at 450. So the 450 miles an hour should be kind of the easy thing to fill in. So now let's figure out our times. We have the cargo plane who left at noon, and then the jet that left at 1. So the jet left an hour later. Let's take a look down here. At what time will the jet overtake the cargo plane? So this plane and this jet are not getting to their destination. We're looking for a time. That should give you an indication that your time value has to be X, and this is going to be in hours. So if our time is X for the plane and the jet takes off an hour later, the jet is going an hour less time than the cargo plane. They left 1 hour later, therefore they've been in the air for an hour less. Once you have your rate and your time boxes filled in, fill in your distance box. It's your rate, so our 180 times the time times the X. This box is going to be the 450 times, make sure you're using parentheses, your time of X minus 1. So now let's figure out how these distances relate, because we haven't used this 500 yet. Are these two planes going to total 500 miles? Well, it says that the destination is 500 miles away. It says nothing about what the two planes are doing. So, where else can we look for information? Actually, down here in the question, it says, at what time will the jet overtake the cargo plane? What does it mean to overtake someone in a race? I want to know the point at which they were equal as the jet starts to catch up and pass that particular plane. So that point in time when it starts to overtake would be when the distance of the plane is equivalent to the distance of the jet. So in this case, we are going to set the distances equal and solve. I got 5/3 for my X value. So we need to do a couple things. We need to go back and answer our question and make sure we answer it correct. At what time will the jet overtake the cargo plane? So if we look back to what our X value represents, our X value represents the time in which the plane was in the air. So let's do some converting first. 5/3 would be 1 2/3. How do we convert that to hours? Well, the 1 would be 1 hour. The 2/3, you would take 2/3 times 60 to convert to minutes, and we'd get 40 minutes. So 5/3 converts to 1 hour and 40 minutes. So how do we figure out what time it is? Remember, our X value represents the time at which the plane left. So let's go back to our problem. At noon, a cargo plane leaves. So if the cargo plane left at noon, an hour and 40 minutes later would be at 1:40 p.m.